Welcome to the Monitoring, Evaluation, Learning, and Innovation, or MELI Units video for ECA program offices on mode reporting in SAMS Domestic. This webinar is designed to walk GORs and program officers through the process for reviewing mode data submitted through the SAMSD RPM module. This includes where and how to access the RPM performance reports, as well as guidance on completing your review. Before we begin, I want to spend just a few moments reviewing some key vocabulary so we're all on the same page. MODE stands for Monitoring, MO, Data for ECA, DE. It is the Bureau's standardized performance monitoring results framework. If you're new to MODE, we recommend checking out the MELI Units website for more information on what exactly it is and how it's implemented. RPM stands for the Results Performance Monitoring Module, which is a separate module in SAMSD, and it's used to report on performance monitoring data. Data collected as part of MODE are reported into the RPM Performance Report. The RPM Performance Report is different from the PPR, or Performance Progress Report. Let's look at how these two reports differ. The RPM Performance Report is only used to report mode data. It's located within the RPM module. The PPR is used to report on overall progress for an award and any non-mode indicators your implementers report on. The RPM Performance Report does not replace the PPR. So if your program already has a required PPR report, you should plan to receive both reports during the reporting period specified in your award provisions. Implementing partners are required to submit mode data according to the provisions of their award. If no participants have completed the program during the period of performance, then implementers will not need to enter data, but they will still need to submit an RPM performance report for the award. Once data have been submitted, it is the GOR's responsibility to review the data. We'll spend the majority of this webinar focusing on how to access and review the RPM performance report. Finally, GORs should notify the MELI unit when the data is ready. When mode data have been submitted for your review, you should receive a notification from SAMSD, but we recommend you look for the RPM performance report during your regular review of semi-annual reporting. In order to review your data, you will need access to the RPM module. To request RPM access, all you need to do is submit a ticket to the ILMS Help Desk. The training video requirement for this has been waived. I'll walk through how to request access very briefly, but know that you can also find step-by-step instructions in our reporting guidance document for program officers. To request access, head on over to ILMS and hover over the Help button in the top right-hand corner. Click on the option to submit a support desk inquiry. Then select the option in green to submit a ticket, choosing the Federal Assistance and SAMS Domestic options. When you complete your ticket, you only need to complete the following fields. User type should be specified as grantor. Under the short description, note that this should be escalated to the Federal Assistance team and that you have a request for RPM module access. It's very important that you specify that this should go to the Federal Assistance team. Then, in the description of your request, you can specify your SAMSD username and reiterate that you are requesting RPM module access. Once you've been given access, you will receive an email from the ILMS Help Desk confirming. Now, let's take a look at SAMS Domestic together. We'll jump on over to the system and over the next few minutes go through how to navigate to the RPM performance report. To navigate to the RPM performance report, you can use the to-do list on the home page of SAMS Domestic or go to the Awards tab and select RPM performance report from the drop-down menu. From here, using the award number or associated proposal number, you'll search for the report associated with the award you're reviewing. You can find these numbers under the Funding Opportunity tab in SAMS Domestic. Once you've selected the correct award, you'll click on Performance Report Details under the Additional Actions menu. A list of reports will then appear on screen. Search for the report corresponding to the current period of performance using the start and end dates. This example is not accurate since it's just for demonstration. For October 2022 reporting, you'll be looking for the period April 1st through September 30th of this year. Go ahead and select the report you want to review. GORs and program officers will need to review 3 sections within the RPM performance report: narrative reporting, performance report data, and attachment details. We'll go through each of these one at a time. First is narrative reporting. This is a tab within the RPM performance report. Scroll down and click on the plus sign to expand the narrative reporting tab. You'll want to look for the executive summary field. If no participants completed the program during the period of performance, implementing partners will not need to upload data to SAMSD at this time. In the executive summary field, they should note this. Even if no data are expected, you should still plan to review the indicators to ensure fields have been left blank. This brings us to Performance Report Data. You can find the Performance Report Data under the Additional Actions menu at the top of the screen. When you click the Performance Report Data, all of your indicators will appear on the left-hand side of the page. You'll need to review each indicator individually. Click on the indicator you'd like to review, and then the details will appear on the right-hand side of the screen. Scroll down until you see Indicator and expand the selection. Scroll some more until you find the indicator progress number, the numerator, and the denominator fields. These are the fields you'll want to review. If you ever want to look at the targets, which are entered by implementing partners as part of the awards process, you can scroll down a bit further and find targets at the bottom of the screen. Mode framework indicators are reported as either numbers or percentages. For example, a mode indicator that is reported as a percentage reads % of participants agreeing with statements in support of democratic values, while an indicator that's reported as a number would be total number of participants. What you should look for as part of your review varies slightly depending on whether the indicator is a number or a percentage. When reviewing percentages, you'll want to look at the numerator and denominator fields. The period progress number calculates automatically once these are entered, so all you have to look for is numerator and denominator. When reviewing numbers, you'll just need to look at the period progress number. In fact, you'll see that the numerator and denominator fields are grayed out. Nothing can be entered there. Now, what exactly should you look for when completing your review? Here are a few things to consider. First of all, are all indicators present? The RPM performance report will include all indicators approved during the awards process. If it seems like an indicator is missing, please reach out to the MELI team. You'll also want to take note of any missing data. If no participants completed their program in the past 6 months, then no data are expected. The fields should be left blank. Implementing partners do not need to enter zeros. However, if participants funded as part of the award corresponding to the RPM performance report did complete their program, then implementing partners are expected to submit data. When data are expected, numbers should be reported for every indicator. Next, you might want to think about whether the numbers make sense. Consider the expected number of program participants and make sure what's reported is roughly consistent. For example, the number in the denominator field should never be bigger than the total number of participants for a given program. You may also want to consider whether the numbers are consistent with the targets. While there are no penalties or consequences for not reaching targets, numbers that are wildly different from the targets might indicate a reporting issue. We also want to remind you that baseline and disaggregation data are not required at this time, so they do not need to be part of your review. This review shouldn't take too much time, but we know that it may seem like a lot the first time through. The MELI unit is here to help with your data review. If you have any questions about the process or would like help reviewing data, you can reach out to the team and schedule an office hours appointment. The link to schedule an appointment can be found on our website on both of the mode pages. The third and final part of your review is checking the attachment details for the raw data file. Use the breadcrumbs to navigate back to the RPM performance report. Then click on Attachment Details within the Additional Actions tab. Implementing partners are required to submit an Excel file formatted using the MELI Mode Framework Submission template. You can check here to see if it was uploaded, and you can click on the file to download it and open it to confirm that it was formatted correctly. Please note that if implementing partners have to make any revisions to their data, they may need to re-upload this file. That's it, your review is complete. So then, what happens next? If there are any missing data or concerns the numbers don't quite make sense, then you'll need to notify the implementing partner as part of the semi-annual review process. If the implementer needs to correct any issues and resubmit the report, you can click the Withdraw button to send the RPM performance report back to draft status so they can make edits and resubmit. I'll show you how to do this in just a minute. If you have questions about how to review your data, you can reach out to the MELI unit. Head over to the mode pages on our website and register for an office hours session. If data was submitted correctly and there are no further questions, or once it was revised, including any updates to the raw data file, you can check the box in the report to indicate your review is complete. Don't forget to click Save. After the report has been submitted, please plan to email the MELI unit to let us know that the reporting is complete. If you need to send the report back to your implementing partner for updates or changes, you can do so by clicking the Withdraw button. This returns the report to draft status so that it can be edited and resubmitted by the implementing partner. If you've completed your review and everything looks good, you can check the Received box within the RPM performance report. When you're done, don't forget to click Save. That concludes our guidance on mode reporting for ECA program offices. If you need any additional help, you're welcome to sign up for office hours. We also have detailed guidance available on our mode website that walks you through much of the same information step by step. Thank you for watching and happy reviewing.